This video was sponsored by Enhance, NeoWatt, A Better Road Planner, Elbilmek, Kempower and Bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? We're now at Kløfta and today we're going to do a little experiment. So this Kia Soul 2016 model has some hanging brakes. So I'm going to go to Valdemar, to Elbilmek and do a brake service. But before that, I'm going to check now the state before and then also check after. So supposedly yesterday when I was at Valdemar, he had it on the jack and then he rotated the wheels. At least the front is then slowed down by the gearbox, but at least the rear didn't rotate that freely. So there's some friction possibly in the brakes. So we have the thermal camera. I just drove from Jessheim to here. It's only 8 kilometers, but I'm gonna check now roughly to see what it looks like. Yeah, see, tires have heated up. 12 degrees Celsius. Ambient is 2 degrees. Yeah, that sounds about right. What about the brake disc? 7. I'm not sure if this is good measurement or not. I try to measure it on the roost here. 7 degrees Celsius roughly. What about the rear? We should check all wheels. That was front. Whoa, this is, whoa, this is a lot hotter. 12 degrees, whoa. You can try to measure on the rotor. 12 degrees, huh, so this disc might be hanging more. So the front left was not that much. Rear left was more. What about the right? Oh, that's also more. Huh, whoa, 20 degrees, uh-oh. Yeah, around 20 degrees here. Just checking the tires, they are normal, right? It's cooling down now. I was hammering it on the motorway, so, interesting. The front seems to be cooler than the rear. So the two rear are hanging more. Oh, I have a theory, because when you brake, more brake power will be on the front wheels. So then they are cleaner maybe, or I don't know, but the rear, they don't get that much braking power. I don't know if that has anything to do with that. But yes, we're gonna conduct a test now. So I'll show the setup to take out some variables. I have brought 2 EcoFlows in the trunk. They are 2 kWh each. And then in the back here, we have the resistive heater. You see HVAC is pulling 500 watts. So I'm going to turn it off to take out that variable. And then you see I can fire up the BTC heater in the back here if it gets too cold, because it's only 1 degree Celsius outside. Okay, I'm going to reset the trip here, but I'm going to show you now. So we will drive this route, a 20 kilometer loop at constant speed. We do this morning run, so we'll see if the temperature changes. It shouldn't change that much, right? Okay, anyway, let's reset and then off we go. Okay, so now we're cruising on actually 78 kilometers per hour on the speed, though is only 72, 73 GPS speed. So I want to have the speed kind of low, but I mean, we are on the motorway, but it's not that busy and it's not that fast. So ideally I want to drive even slower, maybe a hypermile, but then I'm not sure if I can find a consistent flat run. So this will be good enough. We want to take out the drag part, or at least reduce the drag part as much as possible. And then 2 degrees Celsius here. The road is kind of wet-ish, damped, moist. You can't control all the variables, especially because it's going to be many hours until we're back here. But at least HVAC is off. So yeah, 79. Sometimes it goes to 80 kilometers per hour on the downhill and then 78 on the uphill. So I just want to get a number and see if the brakes actually causes higher consumption or not. We just turn around now and heading back. Wonder what kind of elevation we are at, because the consumption is really nice and low despite this winter outside. 155 watt-hour per kilometer. Yeah. Korean cars, man, they kick ass for the Lord. They're so efficient despite that some of them are boxy, like this Soul. You can see the window, how boxy it is. Okay, but we have to go back there. Maybe it's higher elevation. All right, the consumption was 151 watt-hour per kilometer. All right, that's very good. Can we get it even lower? Oh, let's see. And then we check the brakes again. Yeah, tires have heated up. Wait, calibrate there, right. Brake. Front disc is quite cool because we drove slow. Yeah, we have less heat buildup. 3 degrees Celsius only. Let me check back. The back is slightly warmer, around 6 degrees. This side. Oh, also here, huh? Oh, whoa! This is worse. This is 15 degrees. Oh, so that side might be hanging more, and here around 3-4 degrees, huh? Okay, we have driven now for a while. I'm charging up, getting. Oh, look at that, 64 kilowatt. Wow, this adapter is wonderful from e-Nicholas. So you see. Sol has CHAdeMO, but we use this adapter so you can charge on CCS. Otherwise, well, all of these are CCS plugs except for one stall here that has the CHAdeMO. But you notice that it's quite large, this stall, so it's a handicap spot. Wait, huh? So if I have a Sol without the adapter, the only way for me to charge is to park at the handicap spot. Will I get a ticket? Or do they consider that the CHAdeMO cars there are handicapped? Now we've been hammering for a while. 7 degrees-ish there. Okay, wait. And then what about over here? Huh, 10 degrees, okay. Seems to be the same, roughly the same, right? And then here, this would be the worst, right? Well, actually, this ain't too bad now. Maybe things have loosened up a bit, but you see there is some rust there. So maybe the brakes are hanging. Well, how are the tires now? 15 degrees Celsius, yeah, so they've been heating up. And here, 5 degrees. It seems that the front is consistently colder than the rear. Right, Valdemar is not here today, but that's fine. So you see here, there has been grease here, maybe many years ago. The problem in Norway is that there's saltsmutsfest here. They salt the heck out of this, and the salt tends to purge the grease out. So it needs to be serviced. Actually, Elbilmek recommends once per year the brake service. So also maybe if the brakes were replaced, they were not greased, so it's just too dry here. It needs to move better. So maybe it's clamping, but then it's not releasing, or it could be that it clamps and then one side releases, but the other side is still stuck. So it needs to move properly. Yeah, I'm not sure how long it's been like this. So that's a normal bolt. That is quite corroded. Rust or? Okay. Wow. And this is how you clean it. Just use this metal brush thingy and get the rust out. Well, I mean, if the part is still usable, then why throw it away? I thought they're gonna replace it, but no need to replace it. Okay, so now it's been clean. It looks a lot better. It's supposed to, you know, the piston or what they were supposed to move on this shaft with some grease, right? But it seems to be stuck, and it actually makes sense because it was on this side, the rear right, that we had the highest temperature measured, around 15 degrees. The greaser thing, or is it cleaner? Oh no. This is cleaner. And they put in grease. Yeah. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay, one more time. Oh, it's a cute little brake disc. Brake pad. Yeah, compared to what I've seen in Tesla before, they are huge. This is just rare. Doesn't have to be that big. And the same on that side, on the inside, because the pad is still good. Some more grease on that side. And just put it in. Also cleaning the roller here. There you see before cleaning, after cleaning. The clean of the wind part. I'm gonna step back because there's some dust here. And he does that. Before cleaning, after cleaning. That side is done. Also, the front right looks a lot better.
This is good.
Oh, this is good.
It's not rust.
Yeah. On that side also seems relatively good. Yeah, but what I remember, this front right, the temperature was not that high. Is it before and after cleaning? Wow, big difference. Okay, they're clean. This is copper paste to withstand high temperature. Okay, the brake service has finished. It took, around 1.5 hours to finish it. So yeah, nice gesture. He put it back on charging. Okay, so I need to get back to Kløfta now to test. Okay, back at Kløfta, let me measure the brake temp. Okay, yeah, I've been driving for about an hour, so the tires is heated up. What about the brake disc? Oh, 10 degrees. Here. Whoa, did that actually help? 24 degrees here. The whole brake service. What about here? What does this look like? This was the worst before, right? 18. Maybe I did some braking, but try to just drive with regen. 14. I'm not sure if any of this tells anything, but let's try to measure the consumption then. Okay, same stretch as before. The weather has actually not changed that much, and it's been around 4 hours since last run. So wait, we need to adjust the speed here. I'm gonna cruise at 78, 79, whatever on the speed though. It's 2 degrees Celsius. It was 1 to 2 degrees earlier. The only difference now is that it seems like it's getting a bit drier on the road. That could actually improve the consumption. We just turn around now, heading back. See, we're still taking 0 kilowatt for HVAC. Consumption is 147, 100. Oh, that's similar to last time. But then last time we had 1 to 2 degrees Celsius. Now it's constant 2 degrees Celsius. But the road over here has dried out. Yeah, pretty much the whole stretch has dried out. But that shouldn't make that big of a difference. Maybe, if I would guess, no more than 5 watt-hour per kilometer versus a damp road we had earlier today. Okay, this time was 148 watt-hour per kilometer. But was this because the temperature was slightly higher and the road was drier? Or did we actually save anything from the brake service? Okay, let's measure the brakes then again. Okay, see, front, 6 degrees Celsius. Okay, the rear here. Yeah, this seems to always be hotter. What, really? 22 degrees? Is the brake pad hanging on the disc here? Maybe we need to go back there to check it next time. It seems like there's slight brake hanging. What about here? This was also one of the worst, wasn't it? Around 15 degrees Celsius now. So the rear seems to be consistently warmer than the front. Okay, last around 8 degrees. They seem to be consistent, like more or less the same as before, right? Okay, we're back home. So unfortunately, I wasn't getting the result I was hoping for, because I was hoping that the temperature would drop and then the consumption would also drop. So yeah, maybe we need to do a part 2. I go back there, hopefully next time Valdemar is there. Maybe he can inspect some of the rear brakes. Maybe he can also explain to me why I was measuring higher temperature on the rear versus the front. Is it because the front regenerates? Yeah, I don't know. So maybe you guys have a good explanation. Or maybe the brakes are hanging because they've been parked too long. You know? I'm not sure. So yeah, it was at least a fun experiment. But you know, actually, back in the days with the Tesla Model 3 Performance, MC Hammer, I noticed that he was a bit thirstier than some other Model 3s. So even during summer, you know, okay, he has no heat pump. So I suspect that maybe, okay, he was parked at various dealerships and imported for a long time, many times, like 1 week at a time, right? So I wonder if his brakes were also hanging or rusty, yeah. But at least, I mean, either way, what I saw in the repair, or what they run on the repair, but the cleanup, is that there were lots of rust and stuff over there. So it's good to get it cleaned up and lubricated up again, at least once per year. And then this service cost 1,600 NOK, so it's not that expensive. And then if you go for a regular, like Kia yearly service, that brake cleaning is already included, and then it costs around 3,500 something, and they do more. They will check stuff, they refill any fluids, and do other change the cabin filter, and I don't remember all the steps. So yeah, okay, you can say that, yeah, EVs don't need any maintenance. Well, I mean, you can still drive the car, but it might not be that optimal, you know? It's like, we don't need to shower. Well, you will still function without showering, but showering once in a while would probably be good, right? A little bit of ABC, always be cleaning. So that's gonna be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.